Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, and if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Today we're making a loaded, messy baked potato recipe. I'm gonna list all the ingredients down below, and also I just want to say thank you guys so much for subscribing and commenting. We appreciate it. Now let's get into it. First, we're gonna grab our large potatoes, then we're gonna sprinkle some olive oil on it. And then after that, you're just gonna rub around the olive oil all over the potato. After that's done, we're just gonna go ahead and throw them in for 2 hours. Then we're gonna shred up some cheese. We're gonna shred up some cheddar and some mozzarella. She used a half a block of cheese. It's totally up to your preference. You can use a whole cheese, you can use half. It's totally up to you. We love a lot of cheese, so we use a half a block. After everything is shredded up, we're just gonna go ahead and throw it to the side. And then you're gonna need a pan of water, and then we're gonna add our steamer, and then we're gonna set the heat to medium heat, and then we're gonna add in our frozen broccoli. And then we're gonna steam our broccoli for about 5 minutes. And you can also use fresh broccoli if you want to, that's totally fine. Now it's time to cut our veggies. We got our bell pepper, we got our green onions, mushrooms, and onions. We're gonna start off cutting up our green onions. And then we're gonna cut up our mushrooms. Make sure you're careful when cutting and protecting your fingers. Now it's time to cut up our bell peppers. And now it's time to cut up our onions. Also, there was a previous recipe that we had done and we were cutting up onions, and I asked you guys to leave a comment on how to stop teary eyes while cutting onions, and a lot of them worked. So thank you guys for your comments and recommendations. They work wonderfully. After everything has been cut, we're gonna go ahead and saute our veggies. First, you're gonna need a small cast iron skillet, and then we're gonna add some olive oil and turn the heat to medium heat. We're gonna add our bell peppers first, and then our onions, and then we're gonna go ahead and stir that mixture on for a few moments. Then we're gonna add some sea salt, not too much. Then we're gonna add some oregano. And then go ahead and stir that mixture on for a few more moments. And then we're gonna add a little bit more olive oil and then add our mushrooms. When sauteing any type of veggies, you always want to put your veggie that cooks the longest first, and then the one that takes the shortest amount of time last. While that's cooking, we're going to check on our potatoes, which are done. We're just going to go ahead and add some aluminum foil onto the pan. That way it just stays and keeps the heat into the potatoes. After that, your veggies should be done, sauteed, and ready to go off the stove. Next, you're going to need a medium pot. Then some Clancys cheese, which is just off-brand Velveeta. Also, for the cheese police, we know Velveeta is not real cheese, but it's creamier, so we love it. Then we're gonna add some evaporated milk. And just stir it around. It's gonna eventually melt down and it's gonna look really good. Once it starts to look like this, it's almost done. Just leave it on for a few more moments and it's good to go. And then we're just gonna add a shake of paprika. And then we're gonna stir that mixture in. After that, your cheese is done and ready to be put on the side. Then you're gonna need a cast iron skillet. For your steak, we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil. And then add some sea salt. And then we're gonna add some black pepper, just a few shakes. Then we're gonna add some thyme. Now it's time to cook. We're just gonna throw it in the pan. This takes no time at all since they're in smaller pieces. They are easy to cook. So it takes about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Once they're just about done, we're gonna push them to the side and then we're gonna add some olive oil. And then we're gonna add a little bit of minced garlic. And then we're just gonna stir everything together. And then your meat is just about done. You can just take it off on the pan and set it to the side. Now it's time to cook our shrimp. We're just gonna need a small pan and we're just gonna add a little bit of butter. Once the butter is melted down, we're gonna add some shrimp. And then we're just gonna add some Candice cooked seasoning. And if you do not have that, the alternative is just kind of salt, paprika, any type of spices that you like on your shrimp. Shrimp does not take long to cook at all, so you just gotta stir it around for a few more moments and then it's done. Now my favorite part, it is time to dress up the messy potato. We're gonna cut it right down the middle of the potato and just open it up. Then we're just gonna scoop the potato just in the middle, just scoop it up, and then we're just gonna add some butter. Once it is buttery enough, we're gonna go ahead and add some sea salt. And then we're gonna go ahead and add a few shakes of black pepper. We're gonna add 1 layer of cheese. And then we're gonna add some broccoli. And then we're gonna add some sauteed veggies. Then we're gonna add our liquid cheese. Then we're gonna add our second layer of cheese. Then we're gonna add our steak. This was overloaded, so it is falling off the plate right now. Then we're gonna add our shrimp. Then we're gonna add our last layer of liquid cheese. This is piled to the top. Then we're gonna add some sour cream. And then last but not least, we're gonna add our green onions. Guys, this potato was a 10 out of 10. It was stuffed, it was overloaded, it was messy, but overall it was amazing. If you like this recipe, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video, and we will see you guys in the next recipe video.